Hey everybody, it's Jeff again. I promised I would do reactions to at least Sony and Nintendo conferences for E3, so here I am. I'm just going to do them both in one video because honestly, I don't remember that much of the Sony one, and there wasn't that much to talk about in Nintendo. But we'll start off with Sony. I thought they had not a very good show. It was pretty boring overall. And it was mostly due to Jack Trenton, who the guy is just mind-numbingly boring. Just not a fun guy to listen to. They spent a little too much time talking, not enough time showing, and just montages of stuff that we've already seen. I think a big problem for them is they had no big surprise games, which I was surprised about. I thought they were just gonna throw everything at the wall. Like, here's a sketch of Kratos in God of War 4. Or, here's an idea we wrote down on a napkin. I thought they were just going to throw as much stuff out there to win people over again after their server got hacked. And they did address that too at the very beginning. Made a little joke about it. They kind of did what you would expect. But a couple cool things. I thought Uncharted 3 looked amazing. I think it was right up there with Battlefield 3, which I think is my game of the show. It just looked incredible when they showed it off in EA's conference. But Uncharted looked really good too. They showed off a level that was like on a cruise ship, which was really cool because it was getting capsized. There's like these huge chandeliers shaking, and the ship starts flooding, and it turns on its side, and you're playing through all of it. It was really cool. So Uncharted 3 looks really good. It's probably if you have a PS3, it's probably like the thing to get most excited for. I know it's probably the thing I'm most excited for on PS3. There's not much else just for it. They showed that they did a lot of NGP stuff, which is now called the Vita, I think. Good price point at $250. I don't think I'll buy it just because I'm not into handhelds really. If I was gonna get a handheld, it'd be the 3DS. I'm more of a Nintendo fanboy. One game they showed off that I thought was really cool was I think it was called Ruin or Ruins, which was a dungeon crawler. Which I kind of love those types of games, and it was cool because you could play it you could play the same save file on either your Vita, the new handheld, or the PS3, and you continue progress the same in either one. I'm assuming it's two different games. Like, you buy it for Vita and you buy it for PS3, and you can play across both. So that looks really cool. I'll be getting it for PS3. Anyways, I thought it looked good. I thought it looked better on PS3. It looked like it chugged a little bit, like your character movement kind of chugged on the Vita, but other than that, there wasn't anything I was hugely excited about from Sony. It was like, uh, Uncharted looked good. That Ruins game, I hadn't heard of that before. That looked good. Oh, Sly Cooper, that looks. They didn't show any gameplay, but that game's gonna look beautiful. The Sly Cooper collection, which is just remade, PS2 games, look beautiful, and that's a series I just want to get into. So there's that. There's Ruins. There's Sly Cooper. Uncharted 3. Sign me up for all three. The rest of it was just all stuff we've seen before and no big surprises. It was cool. They had some exclusives, like if you get BioShock Infinite on PS3, you get BioShock 1 with it. Stuff like that. And BioShock coming to the new PlayStation Portable. That's pretty cool. So that's it. That's my thoughts on Sony. As for Nintendo, I think everyone was infinitely hyped up for Nintendo's conference. Whether they admitted it or not, everyone was really excited for their conference this morning. And even if they weren't a Nintendo fanboy, it's new hardware. It's a new system. How can you not be excited? But I think most people were ready to come back to Nintendo after the mistakes they made with the Wii. Here comes an HD console, show us what you got. I was like, I don't care what it is, as long as you show me Mario and Zelda in HD. Yes, it's going to be awesome. And we didn't quite get what we expected. It was a little weird. It was I mean, first off, they showed off some 3DS games. I thought Mario Kart looks really good, like graphically, and it looks fun. I like the paragliding, I like driving underwater. It looks really good. Mario on 3DS, 3D Mario, that looks pretty damn good. My buddy Aaron is saying like, oh, it looks like a cross between Super Mario 64 and like New Super Mario Brothers or something. Yeah, it looks awesome. Um, so there was a couple things on 3DS that looked good. Um, but you know, I don't have a 3DS, and I probably won't be getting one until it drops in price. And I wanted to see the new system, and finally they busted it out, and they really focused on the controller, which is turns out rumors are true. It's got a 6-inch screen right in the middle. Otherwise, it's kind of like a traditional controller. It's got two analog sticks. It's got the buttons that you would expect, the triggers that you would expect. It kind of looks like an iPad or something. This controller, just because of this huge big screen in the middle that has touchscreen stuff in it too. But um, it threw everyone off, even though everyone kind of like that was the rumor what it was going to be kind of like. Everyone was just like didn't know what to make of it, and I think Nintendo did a poor job of showing it off. Like they showed off really cool possibilities with the controller. It basically acts as like an external window for your game, so that separate things can go on in this window. So you could like catch a ball by like moving it around, or you could catch pirate arrows by like moving it around, and you could play games in 3 dimensions. You could have stuff that's going on the screen and stuff that's happening on the screen on the controller. That is, I think it looks really cool. They showed the concept off well, but they didn't show any stuff for it. They're like, here's some third-party games you're gonna get, and it was a good sign. You got like Batman: Arkham City, Battlefield 3, like big games coming to it. The games looked pretty good on it. They looked, it was HD. It was like up to par with 360 and PS3, pretty much. It didn't like look more powerful than either of them. I'll be honest, sometimes it didn't look quite as good. But I mean, the system supposedly is more powerful. It is in 1080p. So take that what you will. But like the thing is, yeah, it's great that they're getting these third-party games. I imagine like Batman, with all the gadgets and stuff in that, you can make it a pretty cool version of it on the system, right? Problem is these games are already coming to 360 and PS3, so it's nice that we're getting those games and they're going to be of the same quality, maybe with extra content. That's awesome. But for a lot of people that are like, why would I buy this? I already have 360 and a PS3. I don't need to buy a $400 system or whatever it's going to cost. They didn't announce the price or a release date, by the way. So it's like a lot of people are just like, what's the point? There wasn't any like third-party exclusives, and Nintendo is baffling. They didn't have anything to show for it themselves. So like, oh, this is what New Super Mario Brothers might look like on it. It's like, that's not an impressive game to show off on a brand new HD system. It looked like New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. Like, look. And the other cool thing is you could play the games on this little screen that's on the controller, or on this 6-inch screen that's on the controller. So if you want, like, say you want to watch a baseball game, but you want to be able to play a console game at the same time, well, you can stream it right to your controller and switch the channel on your TV. That's awesome. That's like a cool thing about it. Like, oh, I can sit there and play Batman in the dark on my controller, like, and it's like a console experience. It's not like a portable game. That's pretty cool, but it's just like, dude, where was I? They showed a snippet of Zelda in HD, which is a tech demo. It looked beautiful. It looked great. It looked as good as anything on 360. But it was just like one snippet of Zelda or Link fighting, and it was it wasn't. They didn't say it was a real game. They didn't have any software to announce for it. They were just like, here's some third-party games that are coming to it, which is just really disappointing to me. Like, where's your software, Nintendo? I understand the thing's not coming out till next year, but what are you doing for it? Let us know. And what is left for the Wii? They did a great little demonstration about Zelda at the beginning, celebrating the 25th anniversary. Some cool news. You get a free download of Four Swords Adventure this fall. Like, that's awesome. I kind of expected a 3DS bundle, didn't get it. And they said, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is coming this holiday for Wii. Didn't give us a date for that. It's like it's time now. It's time to give people a date. I mean, you could assume November, but who knows? And that was it. There's nothing else for the Wii. I thought they'd have one more thing left for the Wii. I thought maybe Pikmin 3, but then I was like, oh, you know what? Pikmin 3 would look cool on their HD console. That game would look great in HD, but they had nothing to show for the Wii U, which is another thing everyone started laughing about. Everyone's a bunch of haters. Everyone hated on everything everyone hated on everything Microsoft did, that Sony did, that Nintendo did. I found things to like in all of them. But it was just so predictable that everyone would just hate on whatever Nintendo was going to do. I mean, unless Nintendo came out like out of the gate with like their own Grand Theft Auto and people getting their heads chopped off and stuff. I was very disappointed that they didn't have Zelda or Pikmin or Mario, like real games that they were planning for this system. I was excited to see the system. It was cool to see. Unlike most people, I think the controller is pretty cool. It gives you all the functionality that you'd want out of your 360 or PS3 controller. Yeah, it's bigger, but it has everything you need. I can sit there probably pretty comfortably and set it in my lap and play it. And it offers all this other functionality on top of it. Touchscreen, second screen, cameras, all this stuff. And if you've played the augmented reality games that come packed in with the 3DS, then you know that there's huge potential for what can be done with this thing. So, unlike most people, I think the controller's awesome. I'm excited for this system. I'm probably going to be a day one buyer of it. So, I mean, overall, I think Nintendo did okay. It's just that where were your games, Nintendo? You can't just come out with Zelda, which we already know about, and some tech demos for this new system, and a promo video showing off the possibilities. I think you needed to show, hey, this is what we're going to do with it. This is our idea. And then here's some third-party stuff. But really, the only stuff that was officially coming out for the system that they showed was third-party stuff. And it was third-party stuff that was already on other systems. It's awesome to know, like, the Wii U will get Darksiders 2 or Ninja Gaiden 3, stuff like that. That's cool. That's awesome. That means Nintendo's back in the game again, competing with the other two. But, there's a good point to be made that why get on that unless like they're adding extra functionality, which Batman looks a lot cooler on this. Awesome, but the thing is, Batman's gonna be out for a year at that point. So where were I know there's original stuff coming from Nintendo and the third parties, but I guess there really wasn't much time to prep for it, or they didn't have much to show, or they didn't, or I know Nintendo has the games that they're making for it. They just didn't want to show them. So that was disappointing to me. I was all hyped up, and I still am pleased with what they're doing for their next generation system. I'm just would like to see more of what they're actually going to have for it. So that's my thoughts on it. I mean, probably the game of E3 I think is Battlefield 3. I just think it had the best showing. Is it the game that I'm looking forward to most? No. Graphically, amazing. But I'm still, the games I want are the games I wanted before. Skyrim looks incredible. I really want that. Saints Row 3, awesome. And the Halo remake, which just got announced, is $40. Can't wait for that. Those are like my big games of the fall. Oh, and Batman and Dark Souls. Pretty much my big games for fall: Batman, Dark Souls, Halo remake, Saints Row 3. Whatever the hell the other one was I just said. Anyways, that's my thoughts on E3. Overall, a lot to be excited for from this year. It was, I think, a good year for E3. And really, this year for games like this fall, there's just insane amount of stuff to get. I mean, if I could, I would get it all. I'd get Uncharted, I'd get Battlefield, I'd get Call of Duty, I don't care. I'd love to get it all. There's a lot to look forward to this fall if you're a gamer. And go ahead and hate and complain all you want, but there's a lot to be happy about. So that's my thoughts on E3. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if I forgot anything from the shows that you think I should have talked about. Also, Minecraft for 360. I totally forgot about that yesterday. And Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider looks excellent. Anyways, later, guys.